And we're live, I believe. I believe we're live. Howdy, folks. It's another box of les dogs. Hang on, how do you say dogs in French? I should be doing French because this is a very special Olympics episode. The Olympics. What joy has this brought us? What new moves? Oh! Spinny, flicky, drunk onto the fucking wedding thing. That, oh my god. How does one say box of dogs? Oh, chien, of course. Box of chien. Bois de chien. Welcome to another bois de chien, or boîte de chiens. There we go. You have it, folks.
Boîte de chien.
Boîte de chien.
Boîte de chien.
There you have it, folks. It's another boîte de chien. How's everyone doing? Is everyone good? I hope everyone's good. My apologies. It's been a while since I've streamed, so I thought I'd just do a stream because I adjusted my background slightly as I was requested to do. So I thought I would compromise. I didn't want to get rid of the pillow fighting ladies completely. I pay them well. Keep fighting. I just set my camera so they're blurred out, is all. I thought that's quite a good compromise. I hope that's a good enough compromise. I think that's a good compromise. Let's see what we've got here. What did I want to talk about? Oh yes, the Olympics. Oh. Okay, first thing I want to say something. First of all, I want to say something positive. Okay, I'm reminded of, I think it's Terrence Howard. Terrence Howard basically lit the physics community, lit him up with all his series, and he got made fun of relentlessly, and because he said things like 1 times 1 is 2 because there's 2 ones. The thing about these people, the very much the outliers who come at these things, it takes these people who take these chances, it takes them to create something new in the world. Do you know what I mean? It's like, yay, it's working. Oh, by the way, I do have, actually, I'm going to try something. I'm going to comment on here. Oh, no, that's not the, yeah, I'll try. I just want to see if I can get comments on here. Okay, no, I don't want to hear myself. I don't seem to be able to actually even comment on the on that stream. Oh well. Too bad. Let's try view your channel. Anyway, the point is, it does take those people to is there a live chat option? Where's my live chat? There's no live chat. Why are there no chat options here? Okay, here we go. Hang on. Chat. Raygun should be your background. Dan the man's in the house. Yes! Dan the man. Oh, I've missed you, bro. We've got Dan the man in the house, so that's fucking great. That's I am very pleased at that. Okay, so you can comment on YouTube. That's working. That's good. Glad about that. let's just get out of there. Sorry, I'm a little bit all over the place as per usual, but don't worry about that. Don't worry about it. Some Kevin Samuels coming up later. Anyway, I just wanted to start by saying something. It does take those special kind of people to, to really to create something new. I mean, has there been anything new in breakdancing for a long time? I guess physics, I wouldn't know, but they're presenting these different ideas. Like Terrence Howard, it takes these kinds of people to really, make people think in a different way. And I think Ray Gun has certainly made people think in a different way, especially about the Australian breakdancing community. Now that that's out of the way, now we can get to the fucking jokes, right? People being bitching and moaning about, she's being picked on. Well, that's what happens when you act like a complete fucking retard, especially on the world stage. The woman from the head of the Olympic Committee came out and said, this is just typical of the kind of abuse that women receive. Oh, go fuck yourself. If that was a man, you think that a man wouldn't get just as bad or worse? Fuck that. A man wouldn't make it home from the pub if he did that. People would be like, fuck you made us look bad. Fuck you, I had money on that. Fuck you, I didn't even know breakdancing was an Olympic sport. You'd be fucking ruined. You wouldn't leave with your testicles intact, that's for sure. Yeah, I should have Ray Gun as my background. That actually would be brilliant. I wonder if I can do that. Let's see here. All right. Just for you, Dan. This is going to be ridiculous. I need a third screen. Oh, actually, no. I would need. Anyway, look, we'll get to. I will make Ray Gun my background on another episode. I think because that's a very good idea. Yeah. Anyway, it turns out her husband was on the selection team. So it's nice to let the world know that, Does that count as nepotism when it's your wife? Or is that just like flat out obvious favoritism and incredibly corrupt and getting a free trip to the Olympics? I don't know. That's very interesting. Interesting thought. But you know what? She put Skippy to... She did! Skippy. And a... Australian fucking hero. She put Skippy to fucking shame. What a bitch. This is the thing, though. She came back to a hero's welcome. People were like, yay, you go, you girl. You showed them. You got 0 points, but you still represent. Fuck. This is what happens when you have no real friends. See, that's the problem with woke people. They're not real. They're not real people. They're not real friends. Nothing about the woke is real. They are horrible, awful people who will never tell you the truth. The only thing that they will ever do is like support you when you make yourself look like a complete retard and not tell you you made yourself look like a complete fucking retard because you stuck it to the man. Shut the fuck up. They will turn around and eat each other at the slightest thing. If she's a hero to them now, But if she did something slightly unwoke, they'd turn around and they would eat her. They would literally fucking just eat her. Alive. And so they should. Anyway, I don't really want to get too caught up on what's the fucking name? Raygun. Just because it's all over social media. Like, you can't go on Facebook at the moment without a million opinions. But while we're on the Olympics, what the hell? What the hell? Why is that doing that? That's what I want to know. Okay, so now if I go back to that. Oh, sorry guys. This is just absolutely breaking news on X. For some reason, my OBS is not pulling up the correct thing here. Let's see if I can fix that.
That's bullshit.
You goddamn right. You goddamn right that's bullshit. Let's see if I can. Let's go. Screen capture. Let's go add existing. Okay. That's not the one I want. That's not the one I want at all. Alright, we're gonna have to do. I'm just gonna have to tell you what I'm looking at, I guess. You'll have to just look at the dancing girls in the background. I don't know what's happened to my OBS, but if I shut it down now, kind of screwed, really. Anyway, I guess let's just continue. Huh? Although this is really frustrating. This is annoying as hell. Maybe I've got too many browsers open. That can't be it. Alright, well, OBS has once again failed me. OBS does that a lot. It's a great program. I love OBS. Don't get me wrong. But it does this shit a lot. It will just fuck with you out of nowhere. Out of the middle of nowhere. So, anyway, Imane Khalif. There was so much controversy over that bullshit. The fact is, Imane Khalif has XY chromosomes and congenital issue with penis development. Assigned female at birth and raised as a girl, she likely only became aware of her condition around puberty. Despite this, she is not insensitive to testosterone and has experienced male puberty. That's when you get all that growth hormone, right? It's like something happens in the, like, there's a plastic that gets in women's systems, and if it hits the baby, it can cause these kinds of congenital defects. Because around, it's like, I think it's 18 to 21 days after pregnancy, the female body gets flooded with all the hormones, and the testosterone decides whether your baby will be awesome or a girl. Now, in her case, there was obviously a bit of something, was a bit fucked up along the way, because she is kind of, but that's a dude. I mean, she's got testicles. What? How am I living in a world where I go, she's got testicles? I mean, if I was talking about a she-male, that would sound right, but no, I'm talking about a woman. She's not a classic male, but an intersex individual, leaning towards male characteristics due to her chromosomes. This is why the Boxing Federation won't let her in. This is why they said, no, you can fuck right up. We're not letting you, a dude, get in the fucking ring and beat the shit out of women. We're just not going to have that. Which, to someone like me, seems reasonable. People were like defending it with all this stuff about, oh yeah, but she fucking... She got beaten by a woman and all this stuff, right? Yeah, she got beaten by a woman. I'm just trying to add a scene here. See if I can fix it that way. Anyway, she got beaten by a woman. That's not an indication of being female. That's an indication of not being a good boxer. If I got in the ring right now with a trained female boxer, she'd probably beat the living snot out of me. Give me a few months training and I will kick her fucking ass. Like, there's no fucking question. I only need to get in a few fucking, good ones and she's done. And that's what... Anyway, so... The Olympics is clearly retarded. I don't know what else to say about it. But you know what? Give me 2 seconds. We're going black screen for 2 seconds. Just give me 2 seconds. Okay, right. Now you can hear me. Fantastic. All right. Screen capture. Add existing. Screen capture 3. Okay. No, it's doing the same thing. Let's go. Screen capture. What if I go browser? Oh yeah, browser. Okay, no, that's gonna do that. Fuck. No, it's only gonna give me the one browser. Alright, no, forget it. I'll have to restart fucking thing. Anyway, look, I was also going to talk about I had a few things to talk about. I've actually been working on a stream that's actually and I've been writing it all out because I want to get all these points across, because I've been looking at the similarities between the Christian philosophy, Christianity, and Taoism. It's fascinating to me that these two entirely separate religions and philosophies sprouted up in entirely different parts of the world. It's like they came to the same conclusion. Now, some people will say, well, Jesus might have traveled to China. I don't know if Jesus ever did get to travel to China. Don't know how they felt about those people going to China in those days. It doesn't matter. I'll shout out to Constantine. You're fucking killing it, dude. Constantine, just fucking constantly killing it. Fucking good shit. Yeah. Fucking keep it up, bruh. Or, sorry, I don't want to. I never know. With people I follow on Twitter, I never know if it's male or female. I generally assume it's male because they agree with me and they make sense. So I generally assume that's male. But, could be something else. So I don't want to assume anyone's gender or whatever. Let me know. Let me know in tweet me or whatever. Anyway, what was I talking about? Yeah, so the similarities between Christianity and Taoism. And it's fascinating shit. And I've been getting into this, breaking it down, thinking about doing it as a show, actually, later in the year in November. Maybe I will at the Festival of Critical Comedy, which we have quite a spectacular lineup, actually, coming up for that. If you're in Melbourne in November, I highly recommend... come on down and check it out. And, let me know if you're coming and I'll, hook you up with But we do, I can't quite announce it yet, but I'm pretty sure Steve Hughes is going to be headlining. He did say yes, but we haven't locked it in. Anyway, I got to tell you, there are moments, like, so often, I really wish I'd never agreed to be president of this fucking organization. It's just a horrible experience that I just want nothing to do with. But every now and then, there's little nuggets of joy. And I tell you, you've really not made it as a comedian until you get to reject other comedians, from doing a gig. It's part of the rites of passage of being a comedian is you get to see all these comedians that you've been, like, gigging with and stuff. Most people, you start a room, right? And that's where you first get to reject comedians. And I've run rooms before, and I've had the opportunity to reject comedians, and it wasn't particularly fun or satisfying, because there was no stakes. It was like 5 minutes stage time, and I'd give them a beer, and so they really weren't missing out on anything. But this is an actual paid gig, and there's something just disturbingly satisfying about, like, torturing these fucking cunts. Kind of like ripping the wings off flies, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, that was meant to be funny. It's probably not funny. But, yeah, it is quite an ordeal going through a bunch of, like, applications, and some people you have no idea if they're funny or if they're smart. Anyway, this is going to be a short stream because I can't even share my fucking screen with you. This is really pissing me off. But, I will say this. Like, I hate hypocrisy. Like, if there's one thing I really hate, it's hypocrisy, That just... And all this bullshit with male and female equality, inequality, all this kind of crap. Oh, that's what I was going to... I think, did I say earlier? Yeah, I did. The head of the Olympic Committee said it was because she was a woman. No, because she's retarded. But this is a fine example of, of the hypocrisy that we face every day. When a woman gets a vibrator, it's seen as a bit of naughty fun. But when a guy orders a 240-volt Fuckmaster Pro 5000 blow-up latex doll with 6-speed pulsating pussy, elasticized anus with non-drip semen collecting tray, together with optional built-in realistic orgasm scream 71.1 surround sound system, he's called a pervert. Now, what's the deal with that? Right? Why? Why do we have to put up with this nonsense all the time? Just, it's horrific. It's awful, and I think we need to have a male appreciation month. That's what I'm pushing for. As a man, and especially as a man in comedy, I hear women bitch and moan a lot about how their lives are so terrible and we've got it so easy. They cut the ends of our fucking dicks off. First thing, as soon as we're out of the vag, so like, slide out quick, cut his dick off, walk. That's just a taste of what's to come, motherfucker. They're just going to fucking start shaving your dick down. It's fucking downright evil. And why do we do it? They say it's for health reasons. It's not for fucking health reasons. We don't live... They say, oh, well, the Jews did it in the desert when they were... What kind of fucking reason is that? Oh, I don't know. We've got to go into the desert. What should we do? Quick, let's bite the end off everyone's dick. What fucking retarded cunt came up with that? And they go, oh, it's a covenant with God. So God fucked up. God was like, Look, I don't really want to bring it up. It's a bit embarrassing, but I gave you too much dick, all right? Just nibble it a bit, all right? Just nibble a bit of the end off. I was rushed. I was in a rush. It's one of those things that, I meant to make a list of things I had to do to finish the job, and I just forgot to clip the end of your dick. Fucking... And then you hear people say, but I want it to look nice. Well, fuck you. Like, isn't that weird? I want my son's penis to look nice. Why, are you going to be showing it off at dinner parties? Get the fuck out of here. Can you imagine? Can you imagine if I was just like, well, my daughter's got too much clitoris? It'd be an outrage, as there should be. So why isn't there for men? I think it's downright hypocrisy. God damn it. I don't know why my computer's doing this, but it's doing it. I apologize for this failure in technology.
Woof, woof.
Thank you, Steve. Anyway, while I'm at it.
But I know what'll make you feel better.
Oh, no, not another box of dogs.
It's another box of dogs!
To be contended.
I'm glad I put those in. Makes it a little bit more fun, you know what I mean? And yes, this is to be contended. This is part 2 of this fucked up episode because my OBS is fucking up for some reason. Anyway, all I've got to say to OBS is...
First of all, you're gay. Second of all, fuck you.
There you go. I mean, I couldn't have said it any better than that. What else have I got to talk about? Hot takes. Do you disagree with her? Do you agree or disagree with her? Yeah, anyway, so I'm working on a longer stream. I've got a couple of streams, actually. I got a letter from the devil recently. I could read you that. No, I couldn't. My laptop's not here. So, yeah, this is going to be an extraordinarily short stream. Maybe I'll steal credit for... maybe I'll just do a bit of Carlin, and I'll steal credit for it. Okay. Okay, so... I'm just going to have to translate what I'm seeing on the screen, because I also don't say African Americans. I find it cumbersome and confusing. Which part of Africa are we talking about? Egypt? Egypt is in Africa, but Egyptians aren't black. They're like the people in India. They're dark brown white people, but they're Africans. So why wouldn't an Egyptian citizen who becomes a US citizen be called an African American? The same would apply to South Africa. Suppose a white racist from South Africa becomes an American citizen. Couldn't he call himself an African American? If for no other reason than to just bother black people? And what about a black person born in South Africa who becomes an American citizen? Is he an African American, or is he South African American? Or is he South African, African American, African American? It's just so much more tedious liberal labeling. Liberals should be taught that labels divide people, and I think we could probably do with fewer labels, not more. And I probably did these in the wrong order, but I don't care. So, now Indians. American Indians we're talking about. Now, I call them Indians because that's what they are. They are the Indians. There's nothing wrong with the word. More likely, the word derives from Columbus's description of the people he found here in his written accounts. He called the Indians una gente en Dios, a people in God. Now, isn't that a pretty sweet... That my roof keeps getting torn off. I don't know why. Isn't that a pretty sweet fucking... That's a people in God. So Columbus found these people and he was just like... Like, so all this shit they talk about Columbus being this evil motherfucker, it's completely quite untrue. Anyway, a people in God. In God, in Dios, Indians. It's a perfectly noble thing. And I simply can't justify this awkward phrase, Native Americans. First of all, they're not natives. They came here from Asia over the Bering Land Bridge. In fact, there are no natives anywhere in the world. Everyone is from somewhere else. All people are refugees, immigrants, or aliens. If there are natives anywhere, it would have to be people still living in the Great Rift Valley in Africa. So everyone is just visiting. So much for native. As far as calling them Americans is concerned, well, how can I say this? We steal their hemisphere, destroy 500 cultures, kill 20 million, stick the rest of them on the worst land we can find, and then as a special bonus, we name them after ourselves. Okay, so those two things I just did there were George Carlin bits. I would have shown you George Carlin do them because he does them a lot better. I can't at the moment. Thanks to OBS. Fuck you, OBS. It is a great bit of software, but I wish they would sort this shit out. Like, it's just constant updates. They're up to OBS 30.2. And these little fuck-ups they can't fix. Anyway, does not matter. Does not matter. I wonder... if I put that over there, nope, still the same. It's just giving a blank screen. That is so fucked up. That is such bullshit. Anyway, thank you for the comments, Dan the man. I think I'm just going to wrap this shit up because I cannot show you the fucking... Oh, GMO Mary Jane. Have you heard about the GMO Mary Jane? Weed. So they're making this genetically modified weed, and it has aluminium in it. Now, this is in America. I don't know if this is in Australia, but it will come to Australia. If this is what they're doing in America, this is coming to Australia. But they're putting fucking aluminium in the weed. So people are smoking aluminium. Aluminium causes so many fucking problems. It's not at all funny. And so then they're going to sell you a pill. And this just occurred to me. A guy I came across on YouTube, I can find it. I will find it for the next one because it's very interesting because this guy, he had a vision of, and God was telling him about how they were going to poison the air, and it was going to cause people to forget, and people were going to be suffering a great amount of memory loss. And of course, this is, you know, I don't know whether to take this seriously or not, but I tucked it away for future reference because I find this stuff fascinating. But yeah, they're going to basically poison the atmosphere, which they've been doing for ages with the cloud seeding and the fucking airplanes dropping the shit. And they're dropping aluminium. Aluminium in the soil has gone through the roof. The amount of aluminium that's in the soil, so it's in the food, it's just in everything. It's because we're talking microscopic particles of this shit. It gets into us. It fucks with our heads. It fucks with our brains. So then they're going to come out with a pill that fixes people's memories, and people will be like, oh, my fucking brain's working again. So people will be addicted to that. The effects of that is it's apparently going to cause a good deal of fuckery. Also, the vaccines, airborne vaccines. They have brought out the airborne vaccines. They were working on that quite some time ago. So basically, vaccines will be delivered. You'll go into a place, you'll just breathe it in. So you'll get your vaccines. This is what the people are saying. Now, whether it's true or not, I don't know. I'd prefer to think it wasn't true, but I do believe that there are people working on these things, and so why not? The MH370, or whatever it was, that plane that went down, that had, now this again was what I'm told, that had 4 scientists on board, and they each held the patent, or part of the patent, or they'd each made a claim on this patent for this aerosol delivery system of vaccines, this technology to make this happen. Now, there was a 5th guy who wasn't on the plane. So that plane crashed mysteriously, just went missing. So those patents went to this one person. And I'll let you guess what family he's a fucking member of. Yeah, so... yeah, that's... I don't know, all these things coming together, it's very interesting. We'll have to just keep an eye out for that one. If I did notice there were people coming away from the Taylor Swift concerts complaining of memory loss. Like they'd just been to a concert and they had no idea where they'd been or what they'd just done. What better place to test these new technologies on than a Taylor Swift concert? Because it's like, you know, no one cares about Taylor Swift fans. They're idiots. So why not just experiment on them? Oh boy. I actually like one of Taylor Swift's songs. There's one that I'm the problem is me, whatever that fucking song is. It's me, hi, I'm the problem, it's me. I liked that song. I thought that was a good song. Everything else, I don't understand it. It's beyond me. It's foreign to me. And, yeah. I think she's probably the Antichrist. Another one, because they're everywhere, these Antichrists. They're just popping up all over the place. Anyway. So, is Julian Assange really free? Well, according to some people, and this will have to be for next episode because I can't show you the proof, the undeniable fucking proof. So I'll have to show it to you next time. But the proof is out there, ladies and gentlemen. You see, if you look at old pictures, and you can look this up yourself, actually. If you look at old pictures of Julian Assange, he has a little scar. Now, you see on my nose, you see that scar? That scar is where a dog bit me. On the fucking nose, this little pup. I had a little fucking blue heeler pup. And fucking bit me on the nose. I will have that scar forever. It will be there forever. So if I ever appear after being away for some time and I don't have this scar, that's how you know that it's not really me. Now, Julian also has a scar right about here. A little dimple spot scar, little crater in the schnoz there. There, little schnoz crater. He doesn't have it anymore. What the fuck? What's going on? He does have a little, freckle. But a freckle is not a scar, people. Don't ever let them tell you that a freckle is a scar. Because a freckle is not a scar. You can't come at me and tell me that a freckle is a scar and expect me to believe that. Bullshit. Well, I want none of it. Julian Assange, you heard it here first, folks. Julian Assange is not really Julian Assange. His name's Mitchell Jordan Peterson. That's not his name. But it's something like that. It's some guy that looks a lot like Julian Assange. And they said, let's just let this guy out to his fake wife. Then we can tell him, look, you have to pretend like you're married. Then the marriage makes sense. They word the wife up. They say, look, just fucking, this is your husband, right? He doesn't know anything. He's a fake. But you're fake as well. Julian's still in prison somewhere, I'm telling you now, folks. It's all going down. I'll tell you what else. The Earth is flat. The Earth is fucking 100% flat. Well, it may not be flat, but it's not fucking round. You know how I know? Because they keep fucking telling me it is. Anything they say now is a fucking lie. I've got other shit I had ready to go here. There's a recent thing from Donald Trump, right? A recent thing from Donald Trump. Basically, it was like Donald Trump tweeted and he got like hundreds of thousands of retweets and comments and stuff. Biden tweeted and got, like 1,000. And just so they keep telling us that the polls are like, oh, it's so close, it's so close. And it's not close. I don't think it's close at all. I'd say Trump is going to be elected. But they're really working hard to try and convince. Harvey brought up an interesting point on the last Truth Dungeon we did. He said, does he seem somewhat muted to you now? And I'm like, yeah, he does. The thing is, I believe the reason that he's muted is because the press, in 2015, anytime Donald said anything, the press would go, this is so stupid. He said something really stupid. Let's put this out there. Let everyone know what he said. And it backfired every fucking time. It just made people like him even more. Like even when he said, I grab him by the pussy. I grab him right by the pussy. And they let you grab him by the pussy. I've grabbed so many pussies. They put that shit out and people were like, yeah, that's cool. We like pussy grabbers. So this time they are actually muting him. They're shutting him up. But he's got his own fucking thing. I have no idea how RFK is going. I don't think he's doing well. I did see, the thing that pisses me off about Trump is he really does act like a fucking high school retard. Like Joe Rogan turned around and said, he didn't endorse RFK, but he just said the only one it makes sense to vote for right now is RFK. Didn't endorse him. But then Trump comes out and he's like, yeah, Joe Rogan, you're a pussy, you're gay, and all that shit. Anyway, he didn't say that. I'm paraphrasing. But he said, a bunch of retarded shit. And he just constantly sounds like a high school dick, but then Americans are eating it up. So, and I don't really care because the whole fucking thing's a show. It is absolutely 100% a show. I do hope though, that in this next season, Trump is elected. Okay, that's what I hope the direction the show goes in. So I want to see him. You should see his list. That's another thing I would be able to pull up. The Donald J. Trump website just has a list of all of his election promises laid out. It's amazing. He's got like 20 points. He's like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to fucking fix the border, I'm going to fix the economy, I'm going to fucking fix the schools, I'm going to just this whole list. You go to fucking Kamala's website. What's your election promises? I promise to be brown and black and a woman. They're saying he will fuck with LGBTQ rights again. He kind of already did that. He said, he banned transgender people from joining the army. And people got all upset about that. Well, they clearly turned that shit around, didn't they? I mean, that's some fucking freak in charge of... Like, the whole Democratic... The Democrats, as far as I'm concerned, they have no hope for the future. They're just kind of... They talk to people like they're children, and they're just like, oh, yeah, look, just we're going to do this, and it's going to be all so nice. And meanwhile, they're behind the scenes just destroying the country. So I do hope Donald wins the election, and I hope they move it. I hope that's what the script writers have written for the show. Whoever's writing that retarded show. And really, I mean... Even The Simpsons couldn't last 20 seasons. No show can last 20 seasons. Fawlty Towers did the ultimate. They did one season, and that was it. And they, as much as people were like pressing them, saying, give us another season, give us another season. Here's a load of money to do another season. They would, no, one season. That's all you need. Breaking Bad pushed it where they split season 5 into 2 seasons. That was a chunky trick. But, like, that's about it. That's about all you need. Ozark was 5 seasons, I think. That really... When you get into those upper limits, you're just repeating yourself. But Simpsons, one of the greatest shows ever written. Brilliant writers, brilliant joke writers, brilliant script writers. Everything about it, fucking amazing. But even they, after, like, 15, 16, 17 seasons, it just turned to garbage. And, I mean, they didn't have the old writers that they used to have. But it gets to a point with all of these things where these shows turn to shit. And the American Empire, the show that is the American Empire, has been running for like 200 years, 300 years. 300 years. Nearly. No one can keep a show going that long and keep it consistently good. I gotta say, the 2016 season when Trump got elected was fucking hilarious. The build-up to it was brilliant. Then the show went on. It was great. I enjoyed the 2016 through the 2020. Look, Joe had his moments. Let's face it. But there's a very different style of comedy. Like Trump has that style of comedy that's like, just insults people, calls them names, and it's hilarious. Joe relies on pratfalls and just being an idiot all the time, which is funny, but you get sick of that pretty quickly. It's like watching Mr. Bean. The last 4 years of American politics has been watching Mr. Bean run a country. Although, I don't know. Mr. Bean actually was clever, though. That's the thing. Mr. Bean, he wasn't a moron. That's the thing. He's presented. He's like... Rowan Atkinson's fucking genius. And see, there's yet another thing I had ready to show you was Rowan Atkinson talking about freedom of speech and how he has enjoyed freedom of speech. I had another thing I wanted to pull up was an example of A guy put something on Facebook, he got 5 months in prison. Another guy was handing out anti-immigration stickers, got something like 18 months in prison. A guy raped a 13-year-old girl and got community service. Now, he was underage, but there is a huge, vast difference between posting something on Facebook or handing out stickers and raping a 13-year-old girl. Like, yeah, anyway, you know. Anyway, Stephen Wiki, what's her name? Fucking Susan Wiki, one of the founding members of Google, who was the CEO of YouTube, is dead. Her appeal has been rejected. So long, Susan. You were an awful person. Apparently, one of the reasons that Alex Jones got banned off YouTube initially was that Susan Wiki found out that her son was watching Alex Jones, and he was like low-key fan of Alex Jones. So she banned Alex Jones off the fucking platform. What a absolute cunt. Anyway, I have been. They did Elon and Trump did a talk today on X. I tried to listen to it for a while, but it was kind of unlistenable. It was. I don't know. I don't know how you what the technology or the coding is involved in doing that, but Trump sounded like he had a lateral lisp of the whole thing. It was weird hearing Trump talking like, I'm going to be president next year. Next year we're going to make a great start, and it's going to be the greatest presidency ever. It just sounded weird. It was just a lo-fi connection for some reason. It just sounded like he had that shitty lisp. Ah, boy. Anyway. Oh, great video of Minnesota there. There's a letter here. Also, the European Commission sent a letter. They're threatening Elon Musk. They want, in Europe and Britain, they really want to shut down X. And they're actually threatening him. There's also a guy in England that they're saying that your freedom of speech laws in America won't protect you from Britain. So if you say something on X and you're in America or Australia or wherever and it violates the laws in Britain, they will extradite you for some shit you said on Twitter or Facebook. They're going to extradite you to Britain to put you in jail. So, if anyone's looking for cheap flights to Britain, a very, very inexpensive way of getting to Britain, I suggest just going on X and just fucking attacking the Muslims. Just go on there and say, yeah, Christians should fill in the blanks to Muslims. And, yeah, really get in there and start a whole religious war between the people, and let's get it going. And we'll all get cheap flights to England, and we'll go on summer in Hampstead or something, and a little bit of time in jail, but free flight, fuck, I mean, you know. And hey, jail, free meals. Anyway. I don't really. Let's just take a minute here and appreciate Dumpling Mud Dog.
Dumpling, what are you doing? What the f are you doing?
Come here. Dumpling.
You missed a spot. There's one spot on your bed. There you go. Now you're totally covered. Dumpling. Dumpling.
I'm sorry, but
Dumpling.
shake.
What?
Dumpling, shake.
What are you doing? Dumpling.
Dumpling,
She can't see.
shake, shake, shake. Dumpling. Oh my God. All done. All done. All done. No more. Let's go.
Dumpling's back in the puddle. You can't stop Dumpling. I love Dumpling. Dumpling's great. Dumpling loves the mud. All right. I'm going to close this up very soon. But before I do, let's just go out where we started. Rachel Gunn, a.k.a. Ray Gunn, wrote this is something that Ray Gunn wrote. Okay. It's called Dancing Away Distinction, Queering Hip-Hop Culture Through All-Style Battles by Rachel Gunn, Department of Media, Music, Communication and Cultural Studies, Research Output, Contribution to Journal, Article, Peer Review. This is a peer-reviewed article by Dr. Rachel Gunn, Embarrassment to Australia. This article analyzes how all-style battles facilitate a queering of hip-hop's dance floor. All-style battles incorporate various street dance styles and their respective music genres, such as breaking, popping, locking, freestyle, hip-hop, whacking, crumping, and house. The intermixing and joining of divergent performativities, styles, and cultural histories reconstitute hip-hop's rigid hierarchies of gender and sexuality by offering a site that celebrates plurality. In doing so, all-style battles bypass the foundations that inform and legitimize hip-hop's heteropatriarchal distinctions. I feel dirty even just saying that word. Heteropatriarchal distinctions. Oh, you fucking... Including the naturalization of an inherent, stable, gendered self. She's made dancing even gayer. Like, was that even possible? She's made dancing... Who's immune to predators, though? Arnold Schwarzenegger, that's who. Put mud on himself and then the predator couldn't see him. I don't know what bit you're up to, so I'm not sure what you... Anyway. Queering the dance floor... gendered self. Queering the dance floor calls into question all bodily performance previously organized through gender. It exposes the stylization of the body and the logic it rests upon as an artifice. Through queering the dance floor, this article shows how all-style battles can deconstruct, disrupt, and expose the hierarchicized, heteropatriarchal distinctions in hip-hop culture, calling attention to their arbitrary constructedness. And you see what I mean? They ruin everything, these people. They deconstruct and ruin. People just want to fucking dance. They just want to do a bit of body popping. Do fucking... Oh, no, that's heteropatriarchal, normative bullshit. These people are awful. They're just... You know, Thomas Sowell said, no society has ever flourished by having a class of parasites leech off those who produce. Now, I was going off memory there. My memory is not the best, so... But that was the gist of what he said. I'm not sure what you mean, Harv. Who's immune to predators, though? I don't know what bit you were up to when you said that. So, I'm just going to stick with Arnold Schwarzenegger. And you know how I feel about Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's a cunt, and he owes us all an apology. That's how I feel about Arnie. I'd go with the Predator at this point. If I had to choose, this is like my bear versus man. You know, women had all that. Would you choose to be in the... I'll choose the Predator. At least I'd see some cool shit. I'd have to deal with that fucking faggot. Keywords: hip-hop, breaking, dance, street dance, gender, sexuality, queer. One other thing I came across just recently. Now, this was an old article. It's actually from 2018, and this motion didn't get passed. But I'm just going to read this to you. Sweden vows to ban all religious schools in an effort to tackle segregation after taking in a record number of asylum seekers. Sweden's main governing party proposes a ban over all religious schools. It follows reports of gender segregation in some Muslim-free schools. Jewish schools will be exempt from the new ban, politicians say. Okay, so they just absolutely destroyed. They're bringing in another culture and saying you can express your culture, and the puppy is immune to predatorial... Not so silly. What? The puppy is immune to predatorial... Or predators. Not so silly now, is he? No, puppies are awesome. We love puppies. I love puppies. Puppies make my day. I love puppies like little dogs and tits. Both forms of puppies are awesome in my point of view. Point is, the dog covered in mud. Yeah. That's the dog covered in mud. That's what's it? Dumpling. The mud. The dog covered in mud.
Dumpling.
Dumpling.
What are you doing?
What are you doing, Dumpling?
What the f*** are you doing?
Dumpling.
You missed a spot. There's one spot on your there you go. Now you're totally covered. Dumpling.
She can't
Dumpling.
see.
To be contended.
Yes, to be contended. Dumpling will be contended. Anyway, this article, this Jewish schools, like, I don't know when people are gonna like go. Hang on, there's something going on here. So they're bringing them in, saying, "Yeah, no, like they're just fucking with people, really." It follows reports of gender segregation in some Muslim. I don't get these people. I don't understand. You want them to come in, you welcome them in, but they immediately have to be okay with, and yeah, they absolutely should be okay with. If they're coming to your country, they need to be okay with your way of doing things. But they're clearly not. Right? There's a bit of a problem there, isn't there? They're clearly not. In England, they've been protesting with all the gay fucking school shit. I don't know, man. I don't know what to do. I actually don't think it matters anymore. Like, I really do think this is kind of just a ride. And it doesn't matter. All this stuff, it's all going to happen. I think the universe is so big. I think reincarnation is very real. But there's so much more universe out there. See, like, I figure if I'd been to this planet before I'd be pretty good at it by now. I wouldn't be as fucking retarded as I am at just, living life and not completely fucking things up. I would have some idea. So I think maybe this is my first time on Earth, because you humans are fucking cunts. I gotta tell you. Fucking... Some of you are alright, It's like I say, like when the zombie apocalypse comes, I won't want to kill some of you, but I will. I'll also rape some of you. Just because... I just want you to know. But it's not really rape, because you're zombies. So it's just highly animated necrophilia. But like some of you, when I have to kill you, I won't enjoy it. It'll be like, I like that guy, whatever, like that girl. Well, better get to raping, I guess. You know what I mean? Because humans are just fucking... I think we're great. But we're also awful. We're like incredibly awful. It's amazing. We're great at being awful. The people who run the fucking world, they're cunts. Just... I don't know what I'm even talking about now, so... Anyway, I found that was quite fascinating. Because they not like us, I mean, look at what they did to Michael Jackson. That's very sad. What happened to poor Michael? And Michael was based. Like, I didn't even realize at the time. I just thought he made sort of shitty music, which, I just wasn't that into. I like some of Michael's songs. I just, not a lot of his songs were kind of, I thought were a bit shit, was all. And he could dance, but again, dancing's now really gay. So, I mean, dancing always has been gay, but it's really gay now. Like, thanks to Reagan queering up the dance floor like it needed queering up. Like, that's like going to the gay parade where they're all like sucking dicks and they've got the rainbow flags and they're all got their asses out and they're giving each other rim jobs, and she walks in and goes, you know what this needs? Bit of queering up. Fuck you, Reagan. You fucking make us look terrible on the world stage and think you can fucking... And then on top of that, you're like, oh, this dancing caper's alright, but could be queerer. Fuck off, idiot. What else have we got here? Loads of stuff. I really wish I could share the, I really wish I could share my screen with you, but it's being an absolute bitch at the moment. So, let me just share a quick video. This is how I wake up every day. That's me waking up in the morning. That's how I wake up. Let's just see that one more time.
Dabei da blüht ein kleines Blümelein. Und das heißt Erika. Dabei da blüht ein kleines Blümelein. Und das heißt Erika.
Well, that's bullshit.
There you go. So everything's working on OBS except my ability to share the screen. When I share the screen, it's that. It's my desktop without even any icons on it. It's just sharing a blank desktop. I think it's sharing the wrong screen. Let me just try something here. Nope. Aha! Fixed it! Yes! Yes! Now I can show you some shit. I wanted to show you this. I particularly need to share this with you because this is... Okay, this I think is probably the most important video I will ever share with you. Okay? This is like, you know when you hear a piece of music and you're just like, oh wow, I'm transported to another dimension. With this, let's just listen. Oh boy. That just brings me so much joy. I couldn't stop listening to that the other day. Oh yes. Oh dear. Hey, let's actually I'm just gonna delete this, so let's just go boom. Yes, okay. Monitor. Okay. Oh no, I see. Sorry. Boom, that one. Yes. Okay. So let's just watch this GMO weed video, because I was talking about it before. Let's see what they got to say.
This is GMO. This is a great one. Anybody's Mary Jane. This is a great one. Owned by Monsanto. And Scott's Miracle Grow is connected with the Mary Jane. What is in Scott's Miracle Grow? Lots of aluminum. So when people go and hit the Mary Jane, guess what happens? That aluminum is going up into the brain, causing neurological issues. Guess what? Then they can sell them. A pill or a Neuralink. Are you suffering from brain fog and fatigue? We've got the perfect chip for you. So what you do is you get the whole population on the Mary Jane, which is owned by Monsanto, loaded up with heavy metals, and then you sell them a Neuralink. You put a chip in their brain and say that's the solution. But that's the whole why they legalized it and brought it back. Because Monsanto and Scott's Miracle Grow have a very tight hold over that industry. They didn't bring it back so that you could be growing organic or doing anything like that. They brought it back to give you a different form of poison. It wasn't that which had the poison in it before, or all the stuff with Coca-Cola. Now it's a different form. It comes in Mary Jane, and we got 40 different flavors and 40 different types for you. Your is GM.
So there you go. Isn't that good news? I mean, did anyone ever for a minute think that they were legalizing weed because they're nice? No, that's not why they do anything. They don't do that shit. So grow your own, I say. Like, if it's one of those things, they'll outlaw growing your own. Like, you're not allowed. It's highly illegal to grow your own tobacco. It's more illegal right now in Australia. It is more illegal to grow your own tobacco than to grow weed. If they walk in to your backyard and they find you've got like 8 plants or something, you'll have to go to court. You'll probably get a fine. They'll destroy the plants. If they find you growing tobacco, you will go to jail. The reason being is if you grow tobacco, that, ladies and gentlemen, is tax evasion. Yeah. So just grow your own weed. It will become illegal eventually because they'll tax it. I mean, it's already illegal to do it now, but I think in South Australia you can grow 2 plants. I know in Victoria they've basically, the law is ignored. Like, they don't arrest people for this shit anymore, which is good. But, I mean, there's your weed, right? So if you're someone who enjoys some weed, which I'm not really a weed guy, so I can't really. It just doesn't do it for me. Occasionally, a little bit, I try it. It makes me horny and sleepy, which is not a great combination. Being horny and sleepy at the same time, it's not good. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what you do about that, but there you go. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I read out the Carlin things before. You need to hear Carlin say them. So let's just listen to Carlin.
I call them Indians because that's what they are. They're the Indians. There's nothing wrong with the word. More likely, the word derives from Columbus's description of the people he found here. In his written accounts, he called the Indians una gente in Dios, a people in God. In God, in Dios, Indians. It's a perfectly noble thing. And I simply can't justify this awkward phrase, Native Americans. First of all, they're not natives. They came here from Asia over the Bering Land Bridge. In fact, there are no natives anywhere in the world. Everyone is from somewhere else. All people are refugees, immigrants, or aliens. If there are natives anywhere, it would have to be people still living in the Great Rift Valley in Africa. So everyone is just visiting. So much for native. As far as calling them Americans is concerned, well, how can I say this? We steal their hemisphere, destroy 500 cultures, kill 20 million, stick the rest of them on the worst land we can find, and then as a special bonus, we name them after ourselves.
Yeah, Harv, you're right. It was, yeah, it was an extended desktop screen. I don't know where all my icons and all the stuff on my desktop went, though. That's what's weird about it.
I also don't say African Americans. I find it cumbersome and confusing. Which part of Africa are we talking about? Egypt? Egypt is in Africa, but Egyptians aren't black. They're like the people in India. They're dark brown white people. But they're Africans. So why wouldn't an Egyptian citizen who becomes an Egyptian who becomes a U.S. citizen be called an African American? The same would apply to South Africa. Suppose a white racist from South Africa becomes an American citizen. Couldn't he call himself an African American? If for no other reason than just to bother black people. And what about a black person born in South Africa who becomes an American citizen? Is he an African American or is he a South African American? Or is he simply a South African American African American? You know, it's just so much more tedious liberal labeling. Liberals should be taught that labels divide people, and I think we could probably do with fewer labels, not more.
I got 100% agree with that. Liberals are pushing us in that direction, and it divides us. They really are. The whole liberal progressive move seems to be divide and conquer. We're all very familiar with it. That's why I can't participate in it. Alexander, Melbourne, AUS. Yes, represent Melbourne in the house. We've got a few people here from Melbourne. Nice. I was about to say, it seems like an extended desktop show. Oh, sorry, that was Alexander that said that. It wasn't Harv. Yeah, Alexander, you were right. It was. I don't know where my icons went. It seems to be going through a slow process of legalization. In Victoria, you can get a prescription of for cannabis. Yeah, I got one for my mother just recently. I'm hoping one day I can figure out how to share the comments on the screen so I can put them up and like you can see the comments and whatnot in case I misread them or whatever. I just haven't quite figured out how to do that. Maybe it's an ingress or something. But I'll tell you what. Welcome to Rumble Studio Campaigns. Okay, yeah, I've already done that. Okay, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to do something... minimum viewership. Oh, these have got minimum viewerships, so I can't read an ad. Oh, that sucks. Well, joke's on you, suckers. I would read one of your ads because I thought that might be fun to try. But it has minimum viewership 13. And I've only got 1 on Rumble, 6 on... It's very clever. Very clever of Rumble to do that. Anyway, so we're not doing any live reads. That's fine. That's fine. I don't care. I was just going to do one for fun. We're not doing any live reads. Well, I don't know how many I've had on X, but I've had 6 people on... okay, 5 views on X, 6 on YouTube, 1 on Rumble. Total of 7. Well, that's actually a total of 11, but let's not worry about the math. To the math nerds, let's leave it to the math nerds. Okay. Anyway. Did you like the, I like this, let me just, I quite like this. That's quite trippy, isn't it? I quite like that. Just check that shit out. That's just an optical illusion. I think I'm just going to use that from now on as my box of dogs. Just a nice little optical illusion there. I think that's lovely. So, anyway, I would like to know, Joe Biden. Oh, wow, look at that. I gave myself a thumbs up. Let's get some fireworks up in this bitch. Weirdly off the screen there. Anyway. Such fun. But, you know what? Biden, I want to know what Joe Biden has to say about this weed situation, and then I think I'll land the plane.
Secretary, I'm not sure going to do so.
Yeah, but I know what'll make you feel better.
Oh, no, not another box of dogs.
It's another box of dogs!
So thank you all very much for joining, and a very good night to you all. And Alexander, I believe you're allowed to drive in Victoria, or you won't be pressed for testing positive. You are allowed to drive in Victoria. No, if you have a prescription, that makes it good value for money. No, Alexander, I was told by the doctor you're not allowed to drive. Well, I wasn't told I wasn't allowed to drive because I'm not the one taking it. That is cool. It's instant too. Yeah. Yeah, I really dig it. I really dig that effect. It's funny. There's such a delay. I'm actually looking at the, still looking at the stream right now. But, yeah, it's a very cool, I really dig that effect. It's great. I actually